She's a member of the House Armed Services Committee. And Congresswoman, it's good to have you here to talk about this. Obviously, the details of the horrendous behavior allegedly committed by this U.S. soldier has everyone up in arms here and abroad. But people speculate now about what it means for U.S. troops being in Afghanistan and the potential for early withdrawal. What are you hearing back in Washington, D.C.?
Well, it's been on the table for some time, I think, in the White House to accelerate the withdrawal. And I think this particular horrific blow has probably escalated the interest in wanting to do that. I know Vice President Biden for some time has encouraged a more accelerated withdrawal.
Does it mean since it's escalating the conversation, does it mean that we'll actually that will happen, that something substantial will happen and concrete to see U.S. troops come out of Afghanistan?
You know, we have about 90,000 troops there right now. By middle of 2013, it was estimated we would withdraw about 20,000. Now they're talking about another 10 to 20,000 more. So we could probably reduce our footprint by about one-half by the end of next year. And I'm one of those that believes we should have been out of there years ago. And I think, you know, the irony is there was all this back-patting on the surge and how successful it had been. I don't think we feel that it was nearly that successful anymore.
Congresswoman, I want to turn your attention in this conversation now to the national debate over women's rights in this country, and the group MoveOn.org is out with a new ad concerning it. Listen to part of it, and we're going to get your thoughts on the other side.
If we're going to pay for your contraceptives and thus pay for you to have sex, we want you to post the videos online so we can all watch. A woman impregnated through rape should accept that horribly created gift. The gift of human life.
These aren't our words. They're all real things said by prominent members of the Republican Party.
Congresswoman, women out there do not vote as one unified voting bloc. So there are different female voices around the spectrum on these issues. But as we talk about what's been leveled from the right, from the male-dominated GOP and their views on women's reproductive issues, is this going to be a polarizing issue for the female vote moving up to 2012?
You know, I'm really astonished at the fervor with which the Republican Party has latched on to this issue. Polling now suggests that there's an 18-point gender gap in the presidential election attributed directly to this issue. The GOP is going out of its way to alienate women, and it's literally suicidal on their part. So for those of us who are Democrats and who feel passionately about the rights of women to have access to contraceptives, we're gleeful. But I think that they're realizing that this has been a wrong turn on their pathway to trying to regain the presidency.
I want you to talk, though, about this event that you have tomorrow. It involves women's groups. Planned Parenthood also the subject of an opinion piece this week in Politico, where former Governor Jennifer Granholm writing that Republican obsession with Planned Parenthood alone has become a form of sexual McCarthyism. Any program that really has a remote link to Planned Parenthood, Congresswoman, that's targeted for eradication, regardless of collateral damage to poor women, as the former governor writes there. So is this debate to bring women out in droves come November actually going to do that? Is it going to bring women out to the polls to vote?
Well, when 98% of the women in this country have, at one time or another, used contraceptives, I think so. I think that it's time to get out of my bedroom, get out of my uterus, and I think that's what we're hearing from the women of this country. I mean, to have a vaginal ultrasound now it's becoming so invasive that I think women are just saying enough. This was an issue we dealt with a half a century ago, and here we are again having to refight that same battle when it's already been decided. So I really think the Republicans made a huge tactical error.
Congresswoman, though, why the distraction? As you bring up, this has been a long dead issue, something that was resolved decades ago. Why is it modern day relevant?
Well, it's not, and that's why I think it's actually, in some respects, almost humorous that they continue to move down this road in the battleground